Hey guys, got another disassembly video for you today. This time we're taking a look at a PSA JAKL, and this one's been requested quite a bit over the last year, so let's go ahead, take a look at it, and see how this kind of AR-15 upper receiver conversion works. Alright guys, so we can go ahead and start it off here by popping out our AR-15 magazine. We'll set that guy aside. And then disassembling the JAKL at first is going to be just like an AR-15 because it uses AR-15 style lowers. So we're going to go ahead and pop out our two pins here. On mine, the rear pin is going to be very stiff. So we'll just give that guy a little bit. There we go. And then the front pivot pin. So we'll go ahead and pull both of those through. And then we can go ahead and separate our lower receiver, which is more or less AR-15, from the JAKL upper. So checking out the lower receiver here, this is going to be a standard AR-15 lower. Mine's an Aero Precision here, but this will work with most of your mil-spec style of AR-15 lower receivers. I'll get into some restrictions on that in a minute here, but you can use your standard magazine release, safety selectors, AR-15 grips, and most triggers if you want to go for an FRT for the JAKL upper. There are going to be some things you have to keep in mind. The bolt design is different, so you need a sear trip kit for the JAKL to be able to make that work. And then coming back to the stock, this is another proprietary part that you're going to need to convert an AR-15 lower to work with a JAKL upper. Have to have this. Your JAKL upper receiver is taller than it is on a standard AR-15, so you need to have this end plate adapter to be able to make it work. Mine has a B&T MBT stock, which is frankly not my favorite. These things are kind of flimsy and not very solid. And the adjustment on them is also kind of a pain, but another proprietary part on here is going to be your bolt hold open. So if you look here, that looks pretty thin, and if I actually bring over a standard AR-15 lower receiver here, you can see it's a lot thicker on this guy. And the main reason for that is the JAKL upper is going to be wider than a standard AR-15 upper, so you have to swap this out. And that can lead to issues with certain lowers like the ADM UIC lower or even the Griffin Mark II lower, where you can't really swap this out because there's already proprietary parts in there. So just keep that in mind and make sure you do your research when you're looking at your lowers. Now, moving to the main show here, we have the JAKL upper receiver, and this is where all the magic happens with this. And to take it apart, there's going to be your recoil spring in there. So to get this out, you have to press in on it, pull it down a little bit, and then it'll go ahead and pull straight out the back of the receiver here. So you can kind of see some of the AK influence on this guide rod within a guide rod, but we'll go ahead and set this guy aside. And from here, you can actually just go ahead and pull your bolt carrier group straight out the back. And we'll put this guy aside for later. And coming back to the upper receiver for the charging handle, this is going to be your disassembly notch here, so you can press it back to that notch. Just pull straight out the side, and there you have your JAKL charging handle. And then flipping this guy back over again, you can see the sled that the charging handle rides in. We can actually just press that right out the back of the upper receiver. And this is just a stamped steel sled that the charging handle rides in. And this was actually an issue for some of the early patterns of JAKL, with the metal up front here being really thin, and people were having issues with these guys breaking. But they have since made this a little bit stronger, so that seems to have kind of fixed the issue there. And here's a JAKL bolt carrier group, and as you can see, it is a long stroke gas piston system, and there is movement up here in the gas piston, and that is a good thing. That's normal. You see it with AKs and other long stroke gas piston guns. Actually aids with reliability if this has some play to it. Now, coming back to the bolt carrier itself, this is very much AR-180, AR-15 style. We have our firing pin retaining pin right here at the back, so we can go ahead, take a punch, and ideally, just lever that guy out of there. And just standard cotter pin, nothing special there. And then we can go ahead and take the AR-15 firing pin out the back, complete mil-spec firing pin, so very easy to replace. And then just turn it over and our cam pin will fall out the side, and you can see it's pretty standard for a cam pin, just a little bit different design from an AR-15. And then we can go ahead and pull the bolt out the front. And again, it's going to be an AR-180 style of bolt, so or AR-15 style, just without the cuts and the gas rings, all that fun stuff, because it is a gas piston system. And really nothing too crazy. This does use standard AR-15 extractors as well, so very easy to replace if you need to. And then just come back up here. Really nothing too crazy, pretty easy to clean off and get into there. And that is as far as you need to go for disassembly, but I will give you a look here in the receiver so you can see we do have screws on the sides here in the rear. This holds in a rear trunnion back there. And then we also have our shell deflector being held in with a screw, and then there's going to be some steel plates that the bolt carrier group rides on the inside of the receiver there. We have our adjustable gas plug up front. Generally, you're not going to need to take this out for any sort of disassembly unless something breaks up here, so just leave that in there. You do have access to the chamber, and it's pretty wide in here, so you have plenty of room to actually clean it off. For me, this thing actually runs pretty clean, so I haven't had any issues with like it getting gunked up or anything, and then you can really easily get into the barrel. You don't need to take off your handguard or anything, and they don't really sell replacements for it, so this is basically what you're gonna have here. All right, and here's a PSA JAKL field stripped, and as you can see, there's not a ton going on with this rifle. So thank you guys for checking out the disassembly video. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and stick around for more content.